materials that we have created of the game. And after all the documents that we have created is on a platform, and that is Leo that is going to present it. So thank you very much for coming today, and I'll leave the floor to Rebeckianska.
Well, hopefully everyone sees me now. The plan was to be hosted at Rudbeckianska, but I'm here instead and say welcome, but not welcome to Rudbeckianska. My name is Mikael Blom, and I'm assistant principal at Rudbeckianska. And I'm just here to say thank you for letting us be a part of this project, and hopefully we have a lot of use it in the school. We sometimes, when we talk about Rudbeckianska, we show this picture and we are talking about our long history, the oldest school, and that. And maybe you heard that yesterday. But today, I want to say that's not the most important thing with our school. For this is the most important thing. The aim goal for the school is to prepare our students for higher education. My and Ann-Sofie's purpose when we're going to the work every day is to prepare them for the life after gymnasium. They should go to the big universities and be very well prepared. And I think they really are, thanks to our good resources and our good teachers. You know Emil? I didn't get a picture of Ann-Sofie, so it's Emil. So I really hope that this project can help us one step further to be better to prepare our students. So really thank you for letting us be in this project, and good luck today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now I will make an introduction about what is Circle Lab, because it is not our topic of today, and it is the project that was I'm sorry, my computer doesn't answer. So Circle Lab is a project about circular chemistry that was founded by partners from 5 countries, from 7 organizations. So from Chimica in Italy, from CSCI in Italy, from Su Orde Ciopella in Macedonia, Ecologic in Macedonia, SICA from Spain, a non-formal learning club from Lithuania, and classical school in Lithuania, and Rebeckianska, Sweden, and the Mälardalen University in Sweden. And the goal of this project was to create a curriculum for teachers and training materials for students, because there was not a training curriculum that was accessible yet, and that's why we have think of these ideas. And so we have make a proposal, and we have granted it, and during 3 years we have worked on it. And today the result is that we have 4 outputs. So one was to create modules, 3 modules, and in this we have made some interviews with stakeholders, and thanks to this interview we have created modules, and after the teaching for trainers, and in this training for trainers, and in this training for trainers there was 7 also themes that was created, and one will be presented today. And we have also made videos that are translated in in 5 languages, so in Macedonian, Italian, Spanish, Swedish and English and Macedonians and Lithuanian. So yeah. And then we have also created articles as are with a list of resources, and those articles can be used in classes or as homeworks for children. We have also exercises and activities that was made on the themes that we have chosen. And after we have also a game that was produced and was tested several times. And to finish, we have all these materials that are accessible in the platform, one that is to an environment for students and an environment for teachers with guidelines on how to use those materials. And that's it. So now I will leave the floor to Paolo Manes, who is going to present our first intellectual outputs.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
You're welcome. I just hope it's going to work. Okay, Leo. One second, please. We have a technical issue.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Thank you very much for the welcome and for hosting this meeting. I'm very happy and proud to have participated to this project. And here I would like to just present in advance my organization. I'm Paolo Manes, and I work on behalf of Sviluppo Chimica. I'm sorry, I don't know how to scroll down. It's not. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So Sviluppo Chimica is a subsidiary of Federchimica. Federchimica is the Italian National Association of Chemical Industries. It represents 1,400 companies articulated in different sector organizations. I will not spend so much because time explaining the purpose and the reason why we are participating, but if there is any question, I would be happy to answer afterwards or take a contact directly. Yeah, the environment, there is a legislative push from a European Commission on creating more sustainable markets for Europe, increasing the service and reducing the impact of industry within Europe. And chemistry has an important role in these respects, as you probably are already aware. Federchimica is in a federation that is already engaged in attracting stakeholders and trying to push up for chemistry courses within the students and the schools. And there are already some activities that has been already developed by the federation. And in this context, that Sviluppo Chimica has tried to contribute to this project and participated. The final aim, as Caroline already stated, is to define a general educational framework for chemistry, introducing circularity concepts within the subject. And to do this in an efficient way has been used the Erasmus Plus funding funding monies. As I said, we are 9 partners from 5 countries, and the needs, the primary needs that will be to be answered by this project will be to improve and increase the STEM, the required skilled force within for the chemical companies for our enterprises. The challenge is very complex because it is a multidisciplinary domain in which there are different competences that must be crossed, must be leveraged out, and the market trends in chemical industry have a pivotal role in trying to push up this kind of initiatives. There is a growing market which will further be enlarged in the following years and expected to be in the trillions before 2030s. There are a lot of jobs that will be created, and they'll improve the impacts within the environment from this kind of developments. And this is what we expect from the evolving markets. But there are gaps. There are gaps within the instruction, so we are here to try to reinforce the offer from within the schools and try to fill that kind of gaps within increasing the awareness about circular economy and try to increase the training capability of our schools. So this is the requirements, the needs that we would like to tackle with this kind of project. And this is aligned to the European Commission policies. Lifelong learning is an approach that is quite probably familiar to you, and it has been used to try to advance the proposal. So the main objective of Circle Lab have been already fast indicated. I just report in these slides. The presentation will be available for at the end of the days, and the workshop will be made available through the website of the online environment. So I would like to pass very fast to what we have been done. In the beginning of this part, I will just present the methodology we adopted to develop execute the intellectual output number 1. Sviluppo Chimica was responsible of this task. And then I will list all the contents and the technical area that have been covered. Furthermore, my colleagues from Novara, Maria Chiara, will continue developing the discussion and providing the training format that have been used to develop the content that has been needed. So the expert to develop the content before all it has been started an interview phase in which have been created some groups with experts, external experts, trying to engage external contribution from university and schools to gain an insight of what is already ongoing in schools, because some schools already adopted some best practice, and maybe we have to pick the best from the schools and from some initiatives. And this is what has been done. Each partner has been creating its own group within the network of stakeholders is at disposal, and then have been selected articles, videos, and again were been collected information on this kind of material have been examined and analyzed. So the educational modules that followed the developing of this work has been articulated in 6 technical areas at the beginning. The interview executed allowed to get this information, and it has been organized as follows. Sorry. Okay. Concept of sustainability. Sustainability is a developing concept. Actually, it's not already well defined. It's already well defined, and the industries is already working in this kind of procedures and articulation of content. But it is still ongoing in the sense that there is still within the different sector, this kind of concept must take still have received the form. So what we have been doing is trying to introduce the learning outcomes that we already shared as partners with the network of the stakeholders, and try to define what is it circular economy, circular chemistry, the contribution to the economy in general, and then to pick up the examples in order to define which are the ongoing development in the market, and to get the basic knowledge that is needed with the reference and historical notes. As learning outcomes, the first concept that has been emerging from the activity developed until the moment were linear model versus circular economy. Then the emerging industrial application of circular chemistry were presented. The role of chemistry in circular economy has been defined, as well as the main concept of circular chemistry. Crossed interaction between other domains have been emerging too, so multidisciplinarity aspects have been evidenced. In this kind of developments, then here I would like to present the main concept and analysis that are already been elaborated within the within the schools and within the industry. There are already a lot of best practices that have been emerging, even in trying to transmit that knowledge to the students. So what we have done is try to define through the already elaborated concepts what we can try to organize in this online environment that will follow up. So circular economy, is from linear to circular economy. There are a lot of graphics that have been very famous too, because are already used by different industries while presenting their business model, or even in university within their course of sustainability. So this kind of concepts have been tried to be graphically defined and then described within the project activity through articles, as said, videos, and other way methodologies to transmit the content. So, for example, this kind of graphic is already been met during a lot of presentation in the past. We already seen. So we try to pick it up the best way to transmit that kind of knowledge to the students. And the first way to try to understand the complexities that chemistry is not only a science, is a science which study the matter and its chemical transformation and reactions, but it's to an industry. So these double aspects makes it very interesting for our economic development, and the students can find a very practical example of why they are studying, where their efforts should be directed to improve our lifestyle and chemical and quality of life. So chemistry, it's not only about producing clothes, materials, but it's formulating medicine and other kind of products in all kind of sector. It's something that it's very wide. So there are a lot of information that has been gated regarding the different best practices that are available to understate the importance of chemical circular chemistry. So the necessity to develop such content is it's even more important nowadays, where the impact of the industry within our environment is even more alarming. We don't know how much is impacting today, but what we can understand is that it's very important that our future will improve through improved use of resources, and this is why we are here trying to better understand how the chemistry work, the chemistry studies can further improve our quality of life through the students and through their paths to new processes and technologies that will shape the future, our future. So this is an illustration. For now, I will pass through a lot of concepts, as I said, and this one is related to the periodic table, which traditionally does not have this kind of form, shape. This is because we are trying to evidence the availability and through the color, the criticalities of some of the elements that is being extracted and used by our industries to obtain the product that we use now every day. So some of them is critical or not. There is a lot of opportunity for circularity and recyclability of this kind of product. So this could be one of the starting point. Here are I would like to present some of the concepts regarding specific initiatives. One and the phenomenon. One is the telephone. You know, the telephone nowadays there are billions of telephones are produced. There are lots that are replaced each day by our population. So within each telephone, there are a real mine of rare earths and critical raw materials that could be better exploited. We would like to better exploit all the critical material that are needed, even because this will be even more critical in the future. They are increasing consumption for increasing energy-heavy technologies, batteries, permanent magnets. So there will be scarcity for some of them, and for some of them there will be an opportunity to increase the recyclability. And this is something that could be easily understood, especially by students which have a special relationship with telephones and with new technologies, with computers and every kind of innovation. This is another example that is very vivid, provide a vivid imaging of what chemistry can do. These are within the old Olympic in Tokyo. There in 2020, there have been a strong recycle opportunity for the medals. This is not very important by a physical standing point, but this is very important in terms of our capacity to reduce improve the extraction, reducing the extraction needs from the earth and improving our recyclability capability. Then every kind of sector, we will provide now a few more examples, benefit from chemistry. This means that the chemistry provide the material needed, but the material needed, we can improve the sustainability of such materials. We can improve their recyclability, and this is something very hot even in this respect. There is a lot fashion can do, not only technical fashion like in this kind of example, but in general fashion. So there are buildings. building green buildings means use of improved material and chemicals. Again, most of these elements can be recycled efficiently or can be purely extracted from the earth. So what we can do is to try understand how to better use each kind of resources that we can extract from earth and improve their recyclability. The same for detergents and home products. Home products are a class of products that are increasing. One of the few sectors that is increasing with important percentage in our market, because this increase the quality of life of our habits, and then these tend to be important their sustainability, not only in terms of recyclability, even in terms of their alignment to the quality of our lives. To the food is another sector which is very important in circularity. There is organic streams can be efficiently recycled to make a lot of products, even energy products nowadays. There are some of the utilization of the streams out of the food processing industries. There is a lot of that we can learn from nature, and we can learn from even our old habits. All agricultural practice should be rediscovered too, because they were using better resources in an improved and more efficient way. So the basic knowledge that have been used, as we have seen, apart of the periodic table, the initial are many. There are even some content that has been indicating some other developments that are very interesting for circular chemistry. All these branches of chemical knowledge play a role and contribute to improve the overall circular chemistry. What we have done is to try to develop that content in a new form, more fashionable way to present to the students. So what we expect you will find is some content that can be adapted for your class and can be shown to the students to increase their appreciation. They would be more linear with their ability to use technology and to improve the way we use and produce the products we need. So there are the concepts that have been developed from the 80s of the last century, from cradle to cradle. This is not something very new, but this is something aligned with our format. As we said, there are concepts called green chemistry, other sustainable chemistry. What is intended in our project is to make clarity of what is very important to produce, and in which way should be produced. So the nature did it first. Biomimesis, for example, is another context. In most of our technologies in the future probably will be derived from nature, which is really an efficient producer, the best producer we have. And fastly in the project, you will find all the reference that have been used to define such content. So I hope you find this interesting and intriguing, and that all the information could be flexibly used by yourself, because these are provided in even doc format, not only PDF, just to try valorize what you think it's perfectly fitting your class. I hope you find it interesting and that the content will be used. So thank you for the attention. I pass the word to my colleague.
I think I need some help.
This one.
Yes. Can I scroll down? Just here. Okay. Hello, everybody. I can't see anyone, but I thank you for attending this meeting. Let me introduce myself. My name is Maria Chiara Pizzorno, and I'm here representing the Italian partner CSCI. CSCI is a consortium of schools, enterprises, and local municipalities based in the region of Piedmont, in north of Italy. And we are partner of this project, but above all, we have been leader coordinating the Intellectual Output 2, which is a training for trainers program. Okay, what was the scope of this training for trainer program? We wanted to support institution in vocational education and training in order to transfer to their students contents and example and theory on green, sustainable and circular chemistry. We wanted to share with teachers materials, lessons on green, sustainable and circular chemistry, and provide them with examples from the educational sector, but also from the business and industrial sector, as Paolo has shown a few minutes ago. But we wanted also to discuss with teachers an improvement in methodology and innovation in teaching learning processes in order to prepare students for these new innovative topics. So our program for teachers and trainers in vocational education is articulated in 7 learning units, which are grouped in 3 main chapters and very well linked one another. The first chapter is an introduction, it's chemistry in context. So we introduce the concept of chemistry for sustainability and also circular chemistry, and contextualize this concept in history and in the broader framework of a circular economy, while the second chapter is more focused on practical implementations of circular chemistry in 3 different fields. Very relevant. One is waste management, and the second one is recycling plastics, and the last one is solar energy. And the last chapter, as I said before, is a more methodological chapter, because we have 2 lectures, 2 learning units focused on innovative methods, innovative tools to teach these new topics to students. So the learning units are all made of a set of slides. You can find them on our e-learning platform, which will be presented soon by the lead partner, and a set of slides with theoretical concept and best practice and real world experiences, but also some of them, 5 of these learning units are supported by videos. And this video illustrate again practical experiences, educational projects as well, and these are nice way to engage students and motivate them to approach to study these topics. And the videos are available in the partner languages, but also in English. Okay, I hope to keep your attention for another 10 minutes because I want to go through all the learning units. I won't go into many details because we have colleagues following me and presenting their own work. So this is just an overall presentation of the set of learning units. The first one is Chemistry for Sustainability, and it was developed by our lead partner, MDU. And it starts with a definition from the scientific literature of sustainable chemistry. And this concept is contextualized in history. Therefore, an historical excursus is provided from green chemistry and the 12 principles of green chemistry as the main pillars of this new approach to chemistry. And then sustainable chemistry is presented. Sustainable chemistry is a broader concept because relates chemistry to the Sustainable Development Agenda and Sustainable Development Goals. And challenges for sustainability in chemistry are also presented. This, I need to take a breath, okay? Okay, this learning unit is supported, is topped up by a video, which was shot here in Sweden by the lead partner and the Swedish school, which is also partner of this project. I won't tell you much about this video because Caroline will present it later, but it shows how sustainable chemistry can be implemented in the water management sector. The second learning unit is, again, an introduction to the concept of circular chemistry as a science and an industry and as an enabler of a circular economy. And this learning unit was developed by the Italian partner Sviluppo Chimica. Paolo, you have met Paolo before, and as one of the authors of this learning unit. And this learning unit summarizes more or less the content of the first intellectual output. So explain the main differences between linear and circular economy schemes and explain how chemistry as a science, as an industry can enable circular economy in different sectors. And as you saw before, these sectors, example from textile industry, cosmetic industry, and building industry are presented. Again, we have a video supporting this learning unit, which is titled Rewind Time with Circular Chemistry. Actually, is not a video. There are 3 short videos, again available in different languages. The first one is an introduction to circular economy. So if you want to present to your student the framework of circular economy as a new mindset, as a new way of thinking, this is very effective, simple and effective presentation of this topic. And then the second video explains the problem Paolo addressed before, the shortage of elements and raw materials in our world, which is a challenge we are facing, and how chemistry can contribute to tackle this challenge by recovering value from waste material and create secondary raw materials. And the last short video illustrates different examples of circular chemistry in industry. And now we come to the second chapter of this training program, which is focused on practical implementation of this of circular chemistry, in this case in waste management. Managing waste as a resource is a learning unit developed by our Macedonian partner, Orde Ciopela School and Ecologic, and provides a definition and classification of waste. But the main focus of this learning unit is explained that waste management can become more circular by adopting a new approach they define as a 5R approach. What this means, first of all, the first R is reducing. We have to reduce the amount of waste we create by changing our consumption, production and consumption attitudes, and then we can reuse as much as possible of the products we place in the market. And then recycling comes, which means creating new products from waste materials, and then we can also recover value, especially energy, from waste material and discarded stuff we don't want to use anymore. Value can be recovered, and chemistry can contribute to this process. And in the end, when all these options cannot be carried out, adopted, the residual waste can still be disposed in a safe way without harm for the environment and the people. And this learning unit is also present different approach to waste treatment, and in particular how biodegradable waste can be treated to produce energy, new source of energies and new products. So we have a very nice video topping up this learning unit because this video bring us in Macedonia, bring us in the Macedonian school, so we have the chance to see what they do there. And is an educational project. They have a very interesting educational project because they have a farm in the school, and the students, we meet the students and they show us how they can treat biodegradable waste and use it and treat it chemically and use it for producing products and energy. So we have the chance to share this educational project. And now we have a very interesting learning unit. I need to take a breath. Okay, we have the first learning unit, which is chemical recycling, and was created by our Spanish partner, the University of La Coruña, Chica University, and is about a new way to recycle plastic. I won't go into many details because my colleague Oscar will present you how they transfer this content to the teacher and the students. So, but just to tell you that the main focus of this learning unit is about the differences between the mainstreaming approach to plastic recycling, which is mechanical recycling, and new approaches, innovative approaches, which is an innovative approach which is chemical recycling. So pros and cons, advantages and challenges of these two processes are compared, and challenges but also new prospects for the chemical recycling are also presented. And again, here we have another very interesting video supporting this learning unit because it's kind of a virtual visit to a Spanish company. And we have the chance to visit this company in Spain, where cutting edge technologies for chemical recycling are shown by the chemical engineers, the chemists working there. So they introduce us to the processes and technology they use for recycling plastic through chemical processes. So I strongly encourage you to read the learning units and have a look at these videos because they can be powerful tool for education in your context. And now we have the fifth learning unit, solar energy, innovative material for solar cells. Okay, this learning unit was developed by our Lithuanian partner, and I'm looking at them. They are even wearing wonderful T-shirts of our projects. And our partner, Lithuanian partner, is a school, the University School for Classical Studies, and they developed this learning unit. Which presents, first of all, the renewable energies, but obviously the focus is on solar energy. It's huge potential for exploitation, and the learning unit explains how solar energy can be exploited through solar panels and which kind of solar cells are available on the market. But I think the most interesting part of this learning unit for teachers is the experiment they run in their classroom on how to prepare a dye-sensitized solar cell. But I won't go into detail because my colleague from Lithuania will explain how this experiment works and the reaction, the feedback from the students. Indeed, we have a video supporting this learning unit, which really shows how the experiment was run in the classroom, and we can listen to the students' feedback. What did they learn? What the usefulness they perceived after this experimentation. And now the last two learning units, as I said, we're more focused on the methodology, educational methodology, because if a teacher wants to deliver new contents, innovative contents to their students, maybe a teaching learning process could be improved, innovate accordingly. So this, I was the author of this learning unit. And this learning unit is based on a literature research on educational projects in the field of sustainable and circular chemistry, And what I have learned from this literature review is that if we want to address these new topics in chemistry courses, a paradigm shift is needed from a very reductionist way to teach chemistry toward a system thinking paradigm, which stress the relationship that the chemistry world has with other systems like economy, society, environment. And if we want to address these new topics, we need to define the learning outcomes for our students in a different way. We have to add new skills, new competencies that they need to develop. For instance, the ability to assess the impact of chemical processes and products on the environment. Critical thinking is a crucial skill they need to develop. And if we want to achieve this kind of learning results, we need to provide new methods, new tools to our students. And in this learning unit, you can find quite a number of examples of educational projects, innovative educational projects in sustainable chemistry. And in the end, we need to change also our learning assessment approach, because if we change learning results, if we change the methodology, evaluation should be also enhanced. And the last learning unit broaden the program horizon, because discuss the Education for Sustainable Development framework created by UNESCO, and Education for Sustainable Chemistry is part of this framework. And it was developed by our Lithuanian partner, Non-Formal Learning Club. And as the name of this organization says, they are experts in non-formal learning, and non-formal learning is recommended by UNESCO itself as one of the most suitable way to teach and educate students in sustainability, sustainable development, and we would say in sustainable chemistry as well, because non-formal learning brings the students outside the classroom. And educational opportunities are provided in a very democratic, participative, and engaging way. But I would say that the most interesting feature of non-formal learning is building partnership, because schools and teachers creating new educational projects build partnership with research centers, NGOs, citizen-led organization and the community, for instance, to create projects on air pollution, water pollution in their context, or how to dispose and recycle e-waste. So with this vision of new projects that we can implement in our educational context, I have finished my presentation. I thank you for your patience, and I hand over to the next colleague coming here and give a presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to talk about one of the learning units. It's about the chemical recycling and how we have a lot of alternative to make a best to make better with the chemical. As Maria Clara says, we can introduce the items with explaining what is the mechanical recycling, that is the most usage nowadays. The proposal for the chemical recycling as an alternative, the challenge that chemical recycling have, and what are the future perspectives. This learning unit focuses on chemical recycling, that is the use of chemical tools to transform the waste material into value-added products. And most of the effort have been focused on the recycling of plastic because it's one of the most used nowadays and one of the most recyclable material nowadays. First, we introduced the mechanical recycling, that is the traditional method for the plastic recycling, and its limitation that have a lot of limitation. And we presented chemical recycling as an alternative, more according to the economic model with the sustainable development goals. Then we described the different recycling routes as chemical and biochemical method currently employed. And after that, the challenge that have to implement this kind of chemical recycling, and finally, with some of the technologies that's and the current limitation we have nowadays. The current strategies is about mechanical recycling that consists in sorted, cleaned, strinded, melted, and remolded the plastic material, but the quality in this case is very compromised. When the plastic is melted, the polymer chains are partially broken down and decrease the tensible strength and the viscosity, and the material that you can obtain with these metals are very, very poor in quality. The new lower grade plastic often becomes unsuitable for the certain uses as in food packaging, for instance. Most plastic can be recycled in a very limited number of times, so that consider that mechanical recycling is not part of the circular economy. Why we need an alternative for this mechanical recycling. Currently, we have 60% of the plastic waste is recycled to make a new plastic, only 16%. Meanwhile, 40% is sent to the landfill, 25% is incinerated, and 90% is dumped. This is partially because mechanical method have a lot of problems, as the breakdown of plastic into its components and can be better employed with chemical recycling. Some examples of chemical recycling is the purification to extract some particular material from the heterogeneous object to rebuild another one. The depolymerization to break down the material to put another components new, or the conversion into a secondary raw materials. The chemical recycling is inside the circular economy in several steps, like the recycling material into their basic components, redesigning the new material and processes, transforming waste into material with added value, and reducing this way the need of acquire raw material. The chemical recycling, the scope of this chemical recycling is not only in the circular economy model, but in fact is highly related with 5 of the 17 sustainable development goals. So this is one of the reasons that we explore these methods. Chemical recycling, in simplest, is a process of turning material into its components to reuse this component to rebuild a new materials. One of the examples is the polyethylene terephthalate that you can use in bottles, in bottled water, or anything you want. And then you have terephthalate acid and ethylene glycol that you can use separately to rebuild PET or to make another plastic. Chemical recycling can to purify the more valuable material from an object or substances, recover the monomers used to prepare a polymers via depolymerization, like the PET, or partially degrade the material and convert them into immediate components used to produce a secondary material with better characteristics. Some of the mechanical methods are the purification. The purification is the chemical recycling of engineering objects, such as electronic components. will often rely on degradation or removal of low value components to leave a high value materials. The depolymerization, it's involved in the use of chemical or biochemical methods to break down the polymer and to make it into another plastic or into its components. And then we have the pyrolysis, that it's not burning. The pyrolysis is a thermal depolymerization of material at elevated temperature that can be done under an insert atmosphere, which triggers a cleavage of the bonds, leading to the breakdown of the material. The pyrolysis often refers as cracking of the material to split the components by the influence of head catalysis and solvents. And then we have the biochemical methods, that is the use of enzymes or microorganisms to turn a material into value-added products that they can be applied to both plastic and bioplastic. And currently, these methods are primarily focused on the conversion of waste into compost, but it's not the only use. We can use enzymes, engineering modified enzymes, to degrade some components into its simple components. We have a lot of challenges because this is not the panacea. The objects to be recycled are very heterogeneous, so we ought to split the components to make the chemical recycling, and this is sometimes it's not very easy. The material need to be sorted prior to chemical recycling, and this is a challenge to avoid. Another challenge is that materials are often contaminated, not only with chemicals used during the process, but with food and with a lot of components that don't permit to make the best chemical recycling possible. And the third challenge is the little market incentive. As mentioned, this process have extra money cost to make the chemical recycling. So if you haven't government or consumers incentives, there's not enough return for companies to invest in this kind of chemical recycling. So the future perspective, we have a lot of methodologies to improve this chemical recycling. One of these is the depolymerization, with using the directed evolution, that it was the motive of the Nobel Prize in 2018, can be used to obtain enzymes in unprotected polymerization capabilities to degrade, to make biochemical degradation of some several plastics. And we have several new designs, new materials, like the self-healing material. Is a class of innovative material inspired in the repair functionality of biology system that can repair itself, so you don't ought to rebuild the plastic, but the plastic can be repaired itself. And similarly to the supramolecular polymers, that are another class of innovative materials, that the main difference between these polymers and the conventional ones is that the monomers are supramolecular polymers are held together to be reversible bonds. So the treatment for breakdown and rebuild this material is very, very easy. So this is one several thought-provoking question for the future of chemical recycling. How do we address the heterogeneity of the feedstock of the chemical recycling? It's a difficult. How do we increase the market value for the recycled materials if the persons or the people or the government are in the terms of pay more for that material? If we do think the main application of the self-healing materials will be, what are the limitations of the new material, the new supramolecular polymers, or consider the bioplastic as biodegradable material and introduced in the terms of compost or another material. So that's all. Thank you.
So during the IO2, every country has produced one video, and now we are going to visualize the Swedish videos that was made with the help of Va Familjo in Västerås, Sweden. Leo, can you compose the sounds?
Välkomna till Vafa Miljö. Vi är ett kommunalförbund. Vi finns i Sverige och idag befinner vi oss i Västerås där vi har vårt huvudkontor. Jag står framför en fantastisk byggnad. Vi kallar det för återvinnarhuset. Det är ett hus som är byggt av sopor kan man väl säga. Allt det som ni ser från virket till fönstren skulle ha hamnat på soptippen om vi inte hade räddat det och byggt det här huset. Och det är lite det som vi gör på Vafa Miljö. Vi samlar in avfall och sen försöker vi göra någonting bra av det. Att till exempel rena vatten som är utblandat med olja. Och då får vi dels ett vatten som är ofarligt för miljön så vi kan skicka till reningsverket. Och sen kan vi också ta hand om oljan och skicka den till återvinning.
Hej, Mikael och Frän heter jag och jobbar som drifttekniker på enheten vatten och miljö här på Vafa Miljö. Vi står nu i oljestationen och här tar vi emot oljevatten och metallförorenat vatten som kommer från biltvättar och industri. Det här är ju tippfickan där allting kommer in först. Och här står det en bil här och ska lossa nu så att vad annat vi vet jag inte. Det här ser det ut när de tippar sitt oljevatten. Och bilarna kommer att tippa de här. Och eventuellt grus och stenar och sånt åker också ner här. Och sand och allt det. Ja, efter bilen har tippat sitt oljevatten eller metallförorenat vatten så kommer det hit till den här stora bassängen här. Där det avskiljs de största partiklarna där man ner till botten som man sen gräver upp med den där skopan där. Så man tar upp därifrån och lägger där. Ja, ni kan ju se själva där. Det tunga materialet hamnar ju här. Först och främst. Och vattnet rinner vidare. Och oljan också. In i nästa. Och det här tunga materialet som vi gräver över i, det får ligga här och sedimentera lite till så att det blir kompakt. Sen tar vi ut det och stabiliserar det med ett annat material som vi sen skickar till förbränning. Vätskan, det är där borta, vi kan titta. Här har vi ett sånt rensgaller som plockar där flytande saker som plastbitar och sånt som ni ser ju här. Och då rinner vätskan in vidare lite under till andra sidan. Och här kommer vatten in från andra sidan som vi nyss tittade på. Och så rinner det vidare via de här bassängerna här. Här blir det ännu en sån att det får sedimentera en gång till. Det fina, de minsta partiklarna som blir lite lösare slam. Och det gräver vi också ut med en sån skopa här. Det blir ju mindre geggiga liksom. Och här har vi ännu ett sånt filter som rensar bort ifall det kommer någonting som flyter som har tagit sig förbi, så fastnar det här och åker ut här. Och sen rinner vattnet vidare till här, här fångar vi vattnet på ytan. Så att eventuell olja som har kommit in, vi ser det är olja här. Det kommer sen till en oljeskiljare som står här bakom. Så vi pumpar upp det till en oljeskiljare. Ska visa det här. Nu har vi kommit in i den andra hallen som vi kallar för UF-hallen. Där vi har ultrafilter. Och vi har ett pappersfilter. Och vi har även lite tygfilter. Och vi har jonbyte. Här separerar vi den sista oljan i den här. Och det är sådana keramiska filter. Det är som keramiska stavar som man trycker vatten igenom. Och vattenmolekylerna är ju mycket mindre än oljemolekylerna. Så vattnet går igenom men oljan stannar kvar. På det sättet filtrerar vi det. Och så går vattnet vidare i systemet. Och sen rinner vattnet till en liten tank här. Där vi filtrerar det en gång till via såna här strumppåsefilter. För att det sen ska gå vidare till våra jonbytare där vi tar bort metallerna. Och här är sista reningen i det här steget. Här är våra jonbytare, de här kolonnerna här, 2 stycken. I dem sitter det små kulor som är som magneter, ungefär, som fångar metaller. Så metallerna dras till de här kulorna och sen när det har gått tillräckligt mycket vatten, vi tar ju prover hela tiden så att vattnet är bra. Och vi ser att de börjar bli mättade. Då gör man rent de där kulorna, regenererar. Här har vi vår automatiska provtagare som tar prov hela tiden kontinuerligt. Så där ser vattnet som vi skickar ut. Och varje vecka skickar vi det till laboratorium för test. Så att vi får se om det är bra värden. Här kan vi se alla maskiner och alla pumpar som vi har här ute. Så ser man då om allting fungerar. Här övervakar vi och kontrollerar. Och, vi får larm om någonting skulle vara fel, om det blir höga nivåer eller någonting sånt. Här har vi ett ultrafilter, hur det ser ut. Om man tittar här inne så sitter det sådana keramiska stavar. Det är 19 stycken i den här. Om du tittar uppifrån så är det små hål här borrade i alla. Så vattnet går så ner här och oljan. Men här kommer det bara ut vatten. Oljan blir kvar här inne i de här liksom hela tiden runt.
Ja, och här bakom mig så har vi ett av våra återbruk eller återvinningsstationer. Och här kommer privatpersoner och lämnar grovavfall, alltså sånt som vi inte sorterar som förpackningar eller matrester, större saker. Det kan vara en gammal soffa, det kan vara trädgårdsavfall, allt möjligt. Och förutom det som ni redan har sett på oljestationen så får vi ibland vatten, förorenat vatten från våra jordmassor här bakom mig. Det vattnet kan också innehålla metaller och olja till exempel. Då har vi brunnar så att när vattnet rinner här på marken så går det ner i en brunn och förs in i oljestationen där det renas. Om vi ska få en hållbar framtid så måste vi börja ta hand om jordens resurser. Idag kastas det väldigt mycket. Ni ser här bakom mig, det är en bråk. Del av allt som slängs varje år. Och det är det som vi jobbar med här på Avfallmiljö. Vi samlar in avfall och sen mängden avfall. För en hållbar framtid så vi vill nå överst i trappan. Vi vill minska vår konsumtion och minska mängden avfall. Det sämsta vi kan göra är att lägga saker på deponi. Vi jobbar oss uppåt istället. Energiåtervinning. Eller det vi vill ännu hellre. Vi vill återvinna och återanvända. Men helst så ska vi ta hand om resurserna och inte skapa nya sopor.
So thank you for visualizing the video with us. So now we will have a short, we will have a 30 minutes of coffee break, and we will come back at 10:45. So thank you, and see you in 30 minutes. Thank you. Hello everyone. So now we are back from the coffee break, and so now we will present. IO3 will be presented by Valian, and after there will be an example of educational materials and the explanation of the game, and to finish, the online platform will be presented. And after this event will be finished, but now I leave the floor to Valian to present the IO3.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Veljan Parizov. I'm project coordinator in Ecologic, the partner organization from Macedonia. We are partners in this project, and we have another one on circular chemistry in the digital era. So I'm really happy that we built on this project, and we just started a new project about circular chemistry. In that project also we develop video, but videos about the fun side of chemistry, curriculums, and also an educational game will be developed next year. Apart from circular chemistry, we have project about circular economy for adults, vocational education and training. We started sport projects from this year, and also we have a lot of projects about sustainable development for pupils aged 10 to 14, let's say, a little younger than the ones that are target group in this project. And we have also Well Schools program that we have about cycling in primary schools, in kindergartens. We teach the children about sustainable transport and stuff like this. And I will continue about this project. Intellectual Output 3 is called Educational Toolkit, Circle Up. And like it was mentioned before, in the intellectual output 1 and 2, the educational output 3 has to be connected to the previous 2. So Ecologic prepared a set of guidelines, let's say. So toolkit, it should contain like a set of resources, protocols, or instruments that would put theory into practice, and it contains some technical information and knowledge which will ease the process of teaching for teachers and the learning easier for students. The innovation aspect of this intellectual output is that they are supporting materials to the theoretical part of the lesson. They are addressing topics relevant to circular chemistry, and the activities are more engaging, and they are encouraging and inspiring students to actively participate in the lessons. And before I mention this, the toolkit contains like toolkit sets and educational game. Here on this particular slides, we have the toolkit sets. It contains 7 sets. The first one, chemistry for sustainability. Second one, chemistry in circular economy. Toolkit set 3, chemical recycling. Toolkit set 4, waste management. Toolkit set 5, solar energy. Toolkit set 6, innovative teaching methods in chemistry. And toolkit set 7, education for sustainable development in action, and bringing learning outside of the classroom. So each partner, I'm sorry, not each partner, but we were working in tandems. Like the school worked with the organization, except the Spanish that were working alone, as I know. First, it was chemistry for sustainability, developed by the university and the school from Sweden. And as I mentioned before, it had to be connected with the previous training for trainers, and each of our organization made 2 activities, 1 exercise, and yes, and 2 articles. And here the activities were really engaging. I really liked, because I checked them later, because there was a role-playing game on fast fashion, which was really engaging. The students were divided in groups, each had different tasks, how they do. So I won't explain too much of this because all of this is available on the platform. So you can check the circlelab.org, circlelabschools.org, I'm sorry, and check all these activities you have on PDF, on Word. And the other activity here was on water treatment and thinking of ways to reduce water pollution. The students were also engaged like described. Then the next was chemistry in circular economy. Here, the Italian partners developed nice activities. So one was about Haber-Bosch process, the environmental aspect of this specifically, like directly synthesizing ammonia, exploiting hydrogen and nitrogen. Another activity or experiment was lycopene extraction from tomato peels. And the other partner from Italy developed the e-waste circularity activity, an article. Also, they had really nice augmented reality and chemical education article. Then activity from Ecologic and Orda Ciopela from Macedonia was on waste management. This toolkit was our task, and we developed activity, one based on waste reduction and a card game divided into two parts. We here decided to cover most parts. So one part of the game was about the 5R principles. The other one was about hazardous waste, like a matching card. And the third part was all of this combined, but 3 cards had to be matched. Also exercises. So each of the organization prepared exercises, which were in the form of quizzes and articles about education for sustainable development and how these how the principles relate to day and how to move to a green economy. Next, it was chemical recycling from Chica from Spain, and they created really great articles. Some of this it was mentioned when Oscar was speaking before, a poster and a card game, which I talked with some of the students when we tested in the national workshop in Macedonia, and it was really engaging and well explained with waste cards, methodology cards, and then you get the sustainable development card, and in the end you get a green planet. This is really simple and well explained. So if you go to the platform and download it, you can easily download this and try it in your classroom, and the students will enjoy it, and they will, they will learn at the same time. About solar energy, this was a topic that I wasn't too familiar with. So when I read it, I also learned. I wouldn't speak too much because after me is going to speak the Lithuanian partners, and they will explain this, the raising awareness about renewable solar energy and making the dye-synthesized solar cell. And after this, which I don't have on the slides, it's about innovative methods. Each of the partners had to prepare an article about innovative methods. Here we have like escape room in the classroom with chemical experiments. We have with Lego bricks and more activities and methods that can be checked also on the platform. And as part of IO3, we had also build-ups or interactive manuals or diagrams. So in this particular example, It is simplified, so when you put it into diagram, it is more clear to the students. And here on the last, now we cannot see it because it's on PowerPoint, but if you download it on Word from the platform, you can check on the article when you pass with your cursor. You can read some, I don't know, fun facts that are not mentioned in the article, but when the students would pass through the article, when they read it, they will learn something new and it is more engaging. Also videos, we put a lot of videos, but when you click, it takes you to some video or to some other engaging activity. And we prepared 6 interactive manuals about this, about all these toolkit sets I mentioned. And one was about education for sustainable development. And the last of this was the game, but my colleague from the school will explain the game. I just will mention the title and what is it about, one sentence. The game is called 7 Days Until the End of the World, and it is like a fight, let's say a debate between the good and the bad. We have judges, we have jokers, but I wouldn't speak too much because it's my colleague turn now. So thank you very much for your attention, and it's her turn.
So, hello everyone. I am going to represent the activities that have been done by Lithuanian partners, so VDU School of Classical Education and Non-Formal Learning Lab WE. So why did we choose to teach about renewable energy? So nowadays our planet is facing a huge problem that is related to energy consumption. The reserves of non-renewable resources are coming to an end. So we should reduce this consumption by using alternative energy resources, so renewable ones. So the use of renewable energy has many potential benefits because we can reduce the consumption of oil, natural gases. Also, new jobs could be created in the sector of alternative energy, and so on. And how renewable energy is related to chemistry. So developing alternative sources of safer, cleaner, renewable energy is a goal of green chemistry. And chemists from all over the world are working together in order to develop new innovative materials for improved batteries, for photovoltaics, so solar cells, better catalysts for splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen, also fuel cells to convert hydrogen and oxygen into electricity. And why should we teach about solar energy? Why we concentrated exactly on this side? Because from all the renewable solar energy probably has the highest potential because 1,073,000 terawatts of solar energy strikes Earth continuously. So it's more than 10,000 times of the total world's energy consumption. So that's why we need to improve materials that help us to get as much solar energy as possible. So what innovations are being done on solar cells? So innovative, low-cost, and environmentally friendly materials like perovskites, photosensitive dyes, quantum dots are being synthesized, and scientists create new methods for recycling end-of-life solar cells because until 2030, we are going to have about 8 million tons of end-of-life solar cells. And by 2050, this number is going to increase until 80 million. So huge amounts, it seems. So we decided to teach more about solar energy, about renewables, and we decided to make activities like making the dye synthesized solar cell. I will talk about this a little bit more. Also, we created small activity for students that they could work collaboratively and suggest a model of the most eco-friendly school ever by applying the knowledge gains from chemistry, physics, biology, also applying the knowledge about solar energy. And we prepared articles like solar energy, educational for sustainable development and day-to-day application of its principles, and also about innovative teaching methods, how to move towards more green, sustainable economy. We prepared this material together with the non-formal learning club. So now a little bit about activities that Velian told. We are trying to familiarize students with the renewables from the early age. So our primary school students were playing with a special kit. They were constructing different devices that uses renewable energy principles. Also, to getting to be more familiar, we're visiting Vilnius Combined Heat and Power Plant, one of the most modern power plants in Europe, where high energy waste is being recycled into internal energy. After this, they were visiting the Energy and Technology Museum. They were familiarized with the exposition of energy storage. Original devices of the first power plant in the city of Vilnius were exhibited, and the students were familiarized with a century-old history of technical and heritage objects and the principles of energy production. Of course, school is organizing activities like STEAM days, where students are doing many interactive games where science, art, and culture combines together. And the included topics were like ozone layer depletion, greenhouse effect, and of course solar energy. Also, they were attending excursion where they were familiarized with scientist profession and find out what investigations are being performed in the field of sustainable chemistry. Now about preparation of dye synthesized solar cell. Actually, it's one type of third generation solar cells. Why it is useful? It's low cost, environmentally friendly, and do not require expensive or harmful materials. We need ETO glasses, so the glass that is covered with conductive oxide, the titanium dioxide, which is non-harmful, is used in food industry. Also dye-sensitive, also light-sensitive dye that could be extracted from hibiscus tea, from berries, also chlorophyll from the leaves also fits. And of course, if you see our video, you would see how the process is going on. First, the glasses are covered with titanium dioxide. Another glass is covered with pencil graphite. The glasses are annealed in high temperature. Then the one with titanium dioxide is immersed into the photosensitive dye. Then they combine together, and then they are being tested by using multimeter, and the experiment worked well. The voltage and the current could be seen. So they created the working solar element. So also we organized the dissemination conference in Kaunas where the teachers were familiarized with the materials, so videos, articles, and blogs, and they admitted that they are really interesting and could be helpful for the lesson. And the created game really attracts students, and they want to do activities like that in their lessons. So we are not going to stop. We have new equipment, and we are going to continue our teaching about sustainability and, of course, solar energy. Thank you.
Hello to all of you. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anita. I come from the secondary school Orde Ciopela in Prilep, Macedonia. It's a vocational high school. We have different types of vocations in our school. And I would like to tell you that I'm very proud to be part of this team of the project, with all these partners being a part of the project that is pioneering in sustainability and circularity. We have been working on this project for nearly 4 years, developing, researching, and I would like to tell you that we've tried to transform modules, resources that will be easy accessible to students and teachers throughout the world. So me, together with the team from our school, together with all the partners, participants in the project, we have tried to reach the potential of the sustainability and circular chemistry and economy and bring it closer to the classrooms, to the teachers and the students throughout the world. We have been trying to find a way to emphasize the need of the students to understand sustainability and circularity. And the task was achieved, I believe. Today I feel very proud listening to all these professionals in the team of the partners that we have in different consortiums, institutions, and schools that have been presenting today to all of you all the materials and all the resources we have reached together and the result of the project, which I believe is very successful. So accordingly to all these modules and everything that we have accessible in the platform and all the resources that we have, here also I'm going to present a game which is called 7 Days Until the End of the World, which means that the presenter, the developer of the game, his name is Peter, and I'm sorry that he couldn't be able to come and be here today. He sends his greetings from Macedonia, and I'm going to present the game on his behalf. The game has been developed from the beginning, and the aim of the game is that circular chemistry is all about saving the world, making the world a better place, and it's the same mission as the superheroes have. The superheroes always, we know, that want to save the world and make it a better place. So that's where the idea came from, to use the superheroes and their superpowers, how to use them in our classrooms, in everyday knowledge and in everyday teaching in the classrooms with students and teachers and professionals throughout the world, to create a creative solution to make the world a positive and a better place to live. So here are the guardians of the green galaxy, and they empower teens to recognize themselves as creators of their own green future. Thus, the game will motivate the students to find chemical solutions to the environment problems. The first idea, we had all the superheroes, the guardians of the green galaxy, Green Gordon, Dr. Change, Captain Earth, Wonder Water, the Circular Four, the Incredible Junk, and Arrow Woman. And they all had different superpowers. For example, the super ability and strength of the Green Gordon was to reject. The super ability and strength of the Dr. Change was to master of disguise, to refurbish. So they all have different types of superpowers, which the students can use in playing the game. So the first presentation of the game took place in Kaunas when we had the first workshop in Kaunas and was presented in front of the students for the first time. The idea was the game to be an online game where the students can play, but in Kaunas we discovered the students are more interested nowadays to have it as a board game. That's why we transferred and we made all the changes that were required according to the feedback we received from the students there. So from the workshop, we discovered the students have different types of online games, and now they want a game that can play in a classroom as a board game. And from the feedback, we accepted all the changes and made the game modified the game as a board game. Then we presented the game in Coruña with the new concept prior to the testing, and other trials of the game were made. And then the final modification, which result as the game as it is today. So after the game was transformed and modified and was actually ready to be played, we conducted different national workshops in all the partner countries that took part in the project. So here you can see photos of students who took part from elementary and high school students taking part to play the game and give us feedback how we can modify the game and how we can make it perfect for the other students that can play it. And after the workshops, now we have the final version of the game, which is the final look of the cards. I have some of the cards here with me today. So you can see we distribute the cards to the students, and then the students can choose either they're going to be one of the guardians of the green galaxy or the evil villains. And we have one joker. If a student is not willing to present or has not the great idea of presenting, he can choose a joker to substitute the student during the game while the game is being played. First of all, because the name of the game is the 7 days until the end of the world, there is a wheel of all the 7 days of the week. Then a pencil is rolled on the wheel, and then a day is selected. So if the evil villains win the round, then the Earth loses 1 day of existence. If it loses 2 days, sorry. If the Guardians of the Green Galaxies win a point, then the people on Earth win 1 day extra. This is all the concept of the game, that we do not have a lot of time on Earth today. That we all have to be aware that if we continue to do things, if we want to continue to pollute the Earth as we do until now, the days on our Earth will be shortened, which means we have to make students aware that they have to take care of the planet and develop sustainability and use circular economy and chemistry, how to make the Earth a better place for living. So I believe using all this equipment, all the resources I mentioned, and using even the game that I presented, that we can reach the goal that we aim to reach, to make students and young individuals aware that it's very important to take changes and to develop the world to be a better place, because it starts from an individual. So if they discuss all these points, because throughout the presentation of the game, everyone was very eager to discuss the game, and they were chosen because they were given a theme, a topic, for example, batteries, or a topic to repair, use, and recycle and upcycle. And all the teams had to give discussion, which is better, which is worse. And then the judges had to decide who has the point, the Guardians of the Galaxy or the evil villains. And this way, when all the students that were tested, enjoyed really the game, and they were aware what they need to do in future, how to make the Earth a better place. And I'm very great that we took part of the project, and thank you all of you for being present here with us today. And if you have any questions, we are here for you. Thank you.
Marco, and as the final presentation of the day, I would like to say a few words about the Sekolabo online platform. My name is Vujo Hatvane. I'm a lecturer at Melodown University. And I have been tasked with the project of building this platform and kind of coordinate the content on it. So within this project, we have made a lot of materials that were appropriate for education of students and were intended for the classroom use. However, these materials would be difficult to find if they didn't have a place online where they would be presented. So the point of the Sekolabo online platform was to make it easy for everyone who is the target audience of the platform to have easy access and easily find the materials. Just moments ago, I have posted the link to the platform in the chat of these teams. So what are the considerations when building this kind of platform before we go into the details of the content that is currently present in it? So one of the major details was accessibility. So the platform needs to be easily accessible, and the content in it needs to be possible to view for both teachers and students in a variety of countries. It needs to be usable, meaning that the platform can be easily navigated, and it needs to be easily usable on a day-to-day basis, so that it is not overwhelmed by, for example, complicated graphics that cannot load on a slow internet connection and similar. And we needed to consider the aspect of longevity, so that the platform, if it is accessible and usable today, it should stay accessible and usable for at least some amount of time to come. Then we needed to consider the users, and which are in our case are students and teachers. So students also need to access the platform to sometimes access the materials, but also the teachers need to be able to use the same platform to show the materials to the students. This is the front page of the platform that we have we got to, and this is the online environment that we have, that I will explain in a little bit more detail in the coming minutes. So the platform is contains a lot of material that needs to be that exists on the platform in a kind of a set of separate files that needed to be connected together. Because of this, part of the project was to write guidelines for using the website. And these guidelines were contributed to the platform by the project members, and they are a very large PDF document that also exists in a different format. So this is how we managed to address the issues, many of these issues of the platform, and to explain to the teachers how this platform can be further used. So this is the running platform, and then we have here three sections. So we have here the section on how to use the platform, which will lead us to the guidelines. They are presented in the standard format as a website, but also they are presented as the PDF document. We have made sure to have almost all content in multiple formats, because that enables teachers to download this content and present it in a more offline or internet or areas where internet is not easily reachable. So most of the content is presented in multiple formats, so that it can be distributed easily to everyone who needs to use it. Then under teachers, we have presented a lot of content that you have. We are presenting a lot of content that you have seen today. For example, on the training program for teachers, we have the presentations such as the one that you have seen today. The presentation is the presentations are both embedded immediately embedded into the website, so that they can be browsed directly, but also they're available for download in PowerPoint formats and PDF formats. Then next large section of the platform are educational videos, in which we have all the educational videos such as the Swedish one that was presented today, but we have other videos as well. And the video with the English subtitles is always the first one, and the alternative subtitles are available via links directly below the video. And the videos will be presented on multiple servers, so that even if access to YouTube is restricted, access to an alternative server should be usually available. Then we have a large number of articles and interactive articles, and we have several activities, and we have also the game that was presented today. So this is a list of various articles that can be used in your teaching, and they can be used in classrooms. For example, an article on solar cells. And finally, we have the educational game. So the educational game rules are also set directly as the web page, but they also exist as the PDFs that can be downloaded. And last but definitely not the least, we have a list of useful links and other massive online open courses that provides extra materials for students and teachers who are interested in learning more about the topics that we have discussed in these other sections. The student section is just more focused on the material that is immediately focused on students, but it is not. Nothing is off limits to anyone. So both teachers and students can look in both sections. So that there is no segmentation of the website. And if you have any questions. I'm done then. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for joining this event. If you have any question, you can ask them now, or you can contact us. For all the participants, the link to the platform will be sent to you via email as you have registered. So we have your emails, and thank you very much. And yeah, I hope all our works will be useful for your classes and useful for improving circular chemistry. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello.